Hello everybody, thanks for being here. We'll start this session with a few words about PCC, who we are, what we do. Then I will have also a few words about the data project that we will present to you. And I'm very happy here to present with a panel with Sophie Ollivier from Servier, with Pascaline Villié from the Greater Paris Hospital, and with Amaury Martin from Curie. So first, what is PCC? PCC, we are a non-profit organization that want to increase innovation in oncology. We bring support to a lot of startups, 80 startups, I think about 1,000 startups by the end of this year. And we are also building a cluster. We want to build a little bit the Station F of Oncology, just next to an hospital in Villejuif, next to Gustave Roussy. And we invest to support innovation in oncology about 165 million in 10 years. And we want to develop to unlock the innovation in oncology. For that, we invest in artificial intelligence. Especially, we want to unlock the real-world data access. And for that, we have built what we call the PSCC data project. So what is the PSCC data project? What we do to unlock the access to data? We saw that industrial had some difficulty to see what was the best cohort, what was the best data of the real-world data in hospitals that can answer this question. So we work with 4 hospitals, Gustave Roussy, Foch, and of course, APHP, the Greater Paris of Paris Hospital, and Curie. And with these 4 hospitals, we are building a multicentric data portal. And what we do, we also work with us that when an industrial has managed to define his cohort, within 3 months, he is able to access the data. To show you without words, let's see it with a video. So you saw the demonstrations of the portal of the PCC. It's not up and running. We are already delivering some feasibility study on MVP mode. So if you are a startup, if you are a big pharma, you can come and see us, and we will see if you are already able to deliver a feasibility study. And now let's see in details what we do and what we can bring to you. Let's start with Sophie. Sophie, you are from Servier. Why did you join this project?
Thank you, Benjamin. So joining the PSCC for Servier was perfectly aligned with our strategy because we are committed to deliver high-impact drugs in oncology. Also together with cutting-edge institutions and a very dynamic startup ecosystem, we think it's really a great place to be to accelerate drug discovery for patients in cancer. And that's the reason why a lot of internal people in Servier, Saclay, are really actively contributing to various activities with PSCC, such as project evaluation, scientific talks, and governance. And when it comes to data, we have one goal, as you said, Benjamin, to address our data request in a single place and to receive a quick answer across all the hospitals of the cluster. So that's the first goal, of course, and then if the results are appropriate, then go further to really make an analysis proper to accelerate our therapeutic projects.
Yes, and we have been working now for 2 years.
Yes.
And do you have already some feedbacks about this project?
Absolutely. So in the recent months, we have led 3 projects on the first step, the feasibility step. So how does it work? Indeed, for the moment, it was not an automated portal. So what we did is that we just wrote a semi-structured text defining what is our request, but semi-structured because we asked precisely which kind of numbers we wanted to describe until the precise subpopulation. So I mean, for example, we want this number of patients with a given diagnosis, then within this group, how many patients are with these mutations and so on. And so after sending this request, we have a first round of evaluation by the different centers, and the PSCC members come back to us, and I should say that this human interaction is very valuable because it makes people also internally understand how they should refine the request to better take benefit of the whole data sets that can be extracted from the PSCC hospitals.
Yes, and did you manage to find a good answer once?
So for one of the projects, we are in the process now to go to the next steps to access the data and make the further analysis. So really, I think that this first step of tests was a very good period to make the alignment that is crucial to benefit from the big amount of data.
Thank you very much. Let's cross our fingers for the next steps, and all the PCC team will fight to give you the best data we can. Now, let's go on with Pascaline. Pascaline, you are from HPHP. HPHP has been investing in a data warehouse for, 10 or 15 years. Why join the PSCC, and what does it bring to you?
So yes, thank you, Benjamin. So APHP, as you may know, is a network of 38 hospitals, mainly located in Paris, in Île-de-France region. And it's not very known, but APHP accounts for 1/3 of cancer activity in Île-de-France. So why is APHP part of the adventure? Well, it was quite obvious for our top management and our CEO from the start that APHP should be part of PSCC and contribute to the building of this innovation ecosystem. As to the role that APHP may be able to play in this project, well, indeed, as Benjamin, you said, APHP has a strong will to make healthcare data available for reuse, for research and innovation. And this is true both as a data producer and also as a data user, because many of our clinicians are also researchers and are very interested to be able to reuse the data that is produced through healthcare. And in that area, APHP has indeed been a pioneer, as we have been building a data warehouse for several years now. And APHP Data Warehouse has been the first data warehouse authorized by French NIL in 2017. And since then, we have continuously been investing and developing the data warehouse to enrich it and with more data. So today, APHP Data Warehouse gathers the data from all 38 APHP hospitals that represents approximately 19 million patient data that are within the data warehouse. So these are data from different categories, claim data, imaging, biology, drugs, clinical documents, and it is continuously being enriched. And so as for PSCC, the intention of APHP is to build on this capacity and its data warehouse to contribute to PSCC dynamic and ecosystem. And thus, for APHP, PSCC represents a great opportunity to accelerate and to maximize the potential of healthcare data. I must say also that it's also a major challenge because, as you may know, most data is unstructured. And when you want to look for a variable, well, most variables are within clinical documents written by doctors. So in order to retrieve it and extract it and exploit it, you need to build AI algorithms to make them structured and usable. So that's a lot of work that we need for that to bring together the expertise from clinicians, from data scientists, data engineers, data architects, and this will take some time and effort. And we must go fast, but we must also approach this task with some humility because even as Benjamin said, it's up and running. There is still a long way to go. But this is very inspiring, and also it's a great opportunity to be able to join forces with our colleagues from Curie, and Gustave Roussy and Foch to do that.
Yes, there are several challenges. The first one is to do in a multicentric way. First, we are working with 4 hospitals. Now we are starting to work with 3 other hospitals in Europe. The first one is DKFZ in Germany. Then we have an hospital from Spain and another from England. So I hope we will be able to work with these 7 hospitals very quickly. The second was to structure data. Like you say, we developed Osiris RWD. It was quite a challenge. Can you speak a little bit about that? About you were in home up, now you are going in fire. The structuration of the data, it's really key.
That's a very good point. In order to go multicentric, we need to be able to communicate between our different systems and to make data and to make our systems interoperable. So for APHP, we are currently we have made the choice to go on the FHIR standard, and of course we will need to go also to the Osiris standard to be able to communicate and make the data available.
And it was the first challenge. At the beginning, we structure in a home-up way, and it was a lot of discussion. And we want to structure in FHIR for the one who know who that means. And we finally go to Osiris RWD. Now let's switch to Amaury. Can you tell us about the vision of this project from Curie, but from the structural chain wave, the identity quad of cancer, but also from an administrative point of view also?
Yes, thank you, Benjamin. Before answering your question, I take the opportunity to thank all the team that were involved in this project at the PSCC level, but also at the Institut Curie, and the outstanding work that is done by Laetitia Chanas and Julien Guérin over there at the direction of the data at the Institut Curie. All that work was really fundamental and instrumental to build what we are presenting you today. So just some words about before PSCC, what we were doing at the Institut Curie. We always believed that it's absolutely key if you want to unlock the power of the data, to be able to structure the data inside our own institute. And that's just the first step. That was the same for at the level of APHP or Gustave Roussy. And that was more than 20 years of effort to be able to do that, and we had a lot of projects, and I see a lot of people from here in the audience, and especially from the Johnson & Johnson group and Emmanuel Quiles over there. We had the opportunity to make some really important projects in the past, and that was really the foundation of what we are presenting today. But now, if we want to unlock this potential, we have to go much further and really to go on a truly federated approach of the data, because all the hospitals, we have our own data, and now the key challenge is to be able to communicate between all of them. And that's really the challenge that we want to be able to answer with the PSCC platform. And so it's for us, it's a major step forward, because to be able to speed up the access of the data for our researcher, but for also industrials, it's really key for the future, and it's key for the patients. And so concretely, what we think we are doing here is important, is first that was said before by Pascaline, to be able to go to a unified model of data, but also a unified model of data valorization, because we are listening what the industrial are saying. It could be complicated to discuss with one institution, another institution, etc. So our ambition is to have the platform first, but also to be able to have one single way of contracting with the platform, and that's a challenge. And to be able to have simplification on our administrative process. So now we are presenting you the basic of the platform, the basis, sorry, but we are thinking of those issues for the future. And not being too long, but we also convinced that we are here laying the foundation of what should be in the future the European health data space. Because if we are not able to do those things at the French level, or especially at the Parisian level, it could be complicated to do that at a European scale. So it's a first step of a federated, multi-centric approach. And so we started the journey, or you said 2 years, but I think it's more 3 years ago, to be able to share you those first results. But there are a lot of things to be done in the future also.
Yes. I want to emphasize a few points. We are not building a data lake. What we saw that industrial want to have some data that come from the real world very quickly. And when you are building a data lake, you are not able to answer very quickly. So we are not building a data lake. We use a data warehouse of the hospital. And so it's when you see the request with the data portal, we send the request to the hospital, and it's the data warehouse of the hospital that gives the answer. And the data warehouse of the hospital are updated every day or every week. It depends on the hospitals. So it's completely up to date. And the second thing I want to emphasize is that in artificial intelligence, in most of the projects, 80% of the time is dedicating to find the good database. So, and you got a lot of data in real-world data. And when you got a lot of data, you've got some good data with a lot of things that can answer a lot of questions, but also some files that are not well structured, and that won't be able to answer your question. So really, the PSCC data project is here to answer, to help the hospital to work together for the industrial. And so in PSCC, we are always working with hospital, with industrial, with academic, and it's always speaking like that. And just to go on, what was your experience before the PSCC and after? I will start with you, Amaury. You were already delivering a lot of things to industrial before we arrived. You were well known. Curie was well known as giving some good answer quite quickly. So what does it bring to you?
I think, world is changing. So it's just impossible to think now the way we were thinking years before. So we need to make things together. It's really important. And when we are talking about economic model, for example, it's just impossible to bring a platform to the standards requested by the industry, just one single hospital. So that's a step forward. And I was mentioning before also the economic model. Before we were more on a pay-per-view approach, so we were asking for our industrial company to pay for making some just search on our database, because that takes time for us, and we have to cover our costs also. So the idea is also to switch to another type of economic model that is more adapted to the need of the industry. So just some example, but in the same time, we believe that there will be still place for contract just done with one institute, because when we have an amount of data that could be used for one single question, there is no need to do with multi-centric approach. But in the same time, when it comes to rare disease or rare data, then you have to go in a much more broad approach, and that could be the change before and after the PSCC, seen from outside.
Yes, and you have this sentence in cancer that cancer will be a rare disease, and we can see that in the requests we have. You have more and more requests that define a small population, and it's very difficult to find something like 20, 40 patients in the data warehouse. So I think in cancer, if we want to answer your question of startups, of big pharma, we will really have to be able to work in a multi-centric mode. Let's go on with you, Pascaline. APHP is really huge. You had a big experience that you have done before with your data warehouse. What did it bring to you before, after this experience?
So maybe one of the main thing that is currently changing, and it's something that's ongoing, it's maybe the fact that we start using our data warehouse for feasibility studies. Up to now, the usual practice is that industrials come to doctors and ask them how many patients do they think meet the criteria of their studies. But now there seems to be a trend that this should be more fact-based, and so maybe this is a role that data warehouses and data in general may be able to bring. And also for APHP, as I said, we are a network, so we are a network within the network of PSCC, and this implies some change in organization, because when PNCC sends us studies, this comes to a centralized point, which is new for us APHP to deal it this way, so that's for now, and for the future, what we all hope to get from PSCC is to be able to retrieve valuable data much more easily than now, because when data will be structured, of course, it will be much easier to use it and to make it available for research and innovation.
Yes, there is this point with this technological aspect to define the core, to find it within the data warehouse. I completely agree with you. And now I think we will see it very quickly. There is an administrative challenge to give access to the data to the big pharma, to the startup. And it's a long pathway, especially in PHP when you have a lot of specialists. And so PSCC, we are fighting for you so that what our promise is to deliver data within 3 months. And it's really difficult to align all the different aspects of the administrative team of PHP from a legal point of view, from an administrative point of view, for the financing point of view. And I hope we'll manage to do that together.
So do we.
So Sophie, we are talking about what we are doing. Does it work? And what do we have still to improve to meet our promise?
So I'm very happy to listen to you because, in fact, the 3 points I wanted to highlight are already mentioned. I would say the first one, in fact, the first one is maybe by design, the fact that the data sets that will be available will be only from France. And from an industrial perspective, that might be important to keep in mind that these data must be able to be connected with others, coming from maybe one day from the European Health Data Space, and that is absolutely a need, because when we want to prove the efficiency at international level, we need more data than only French data. The second point is absolutely to have harmonized. We expect, of course, that data coming from PSCC hospitals will be quality data, but they have to be harmonized to facilitate the computer and what we want to do to accelerate the therapeutic projects. And last but not least, as you said, Benjamin, working at reducing the administrative burden is key, because in fact when you say 3 months to access to the data, okay, but if you have also to add 9 months to make the contract, that does not accelerate the process. So really a new model is needed there, and we really want to work with you to improve that.
So we are working together with these 4 hospitals to meet this promise. So if you are an hospital and you want to connect with PCC data, please join us. We have the stand just behind me. It will be possible, not immediately, but we can speak together. If you are an academic or on a big pharma or a startup, please feel free to join us also, to give us your requests. The feasibility is more and more fast now. We are structuring everything, and now I hope, I cross my fingers, that we will be able to sign a contract for the 4 hospitals in 2 or 3 weeks, the first contract of the PCC data. So we are working all together with Gustave Roussy, Foch, APHP and Curie to give you to unlock the access to real world data. Thank you very much.